Welcome to Coaches Weekly, everyone. I'm CJ Sellner here with head men's lacrosse coach Brian Welch. Coach, welcome back, season 2, ready to get rolling. And this is a team that's gotten retooled. You have a lot of new players, a lot of new faces that people are going to see out on the turf come Saturday afternoon. Just first off, before we even get to the players, talk about how the preseason's been.
Actually it's been, I'd like to say it's been easy, smooth sailing, but we've kind of hit the injury bug a little bit. 2 big injuries, especially on the defensive side of things, which were really needed a lot of help. But energy's definitely there, a lot more so than my first 2 years. But really, it's been pretty good so far. I mean, I'm really excited to see where these new guys are going to take us, and really, it's as I tell them, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
And you have a new assistant that has brought a lot of energy to the program as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Coach Hunter's been great so far, working with the defense. He's come from a really decent program at Emmanuel College down in Georgia, and the guys have really taken a liking to him, and he's kind of hit the ground running.
One person we'll focus on right away, Jack Liskey. He's one that everybody knows around this campus. It's hard to miss him when you get those long, luscious locks. He's very easy to point out on this campus, but I feel like this whole season starts and ends with him in net.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, especially right now, trying to get the younger guys on defense up to speed, he's going to have to step up even more so. And I know he will. I mean, he's kind of guided the defense along his first 2 years, and really now, going into his junior year, he knows that if he wants to get to, some postseason accolades, he really has to, almost play out of his gourd, which he has. And it really, I'm excited for him as well, too. I mean, obviously he's a captain, 2-year now captain, and really has done all the things that we've asked for him to do. And he's kind of gotten the younger guys, under his wing now that they can communicate a lot better effectively. But we'll see when he comes on Saturday.
When you move to that defensive side out in front of Jack Liskey, obviously his voice is going to be very key in keeping that defense organized, but talk about and highlight some of the other players on the defensive side.
Really, I think first and foremost, you got to look at John Harris. He's actually had a very great spring so far, preseason-wise. He's kind of rejuvenated himself. Last year he kind of saw some minutes here and there, but now he's really kind of stepped up his game a lot. And then Branson Bonnell, especially, is probably our number 1 lockdown defender as a short stick defensive midi, or we like to call them transition middies. We don't want to hurt their feelings. But really, those two have really done a great job and really going to help out Jack a lot. And then I think a name to really watch for is probably Amir Kavik, that first-year guy. Very physical, very active. I think he's going to do a lot of good things for us.
And then more in the midfield, obviously face-offs we're going to see a little bit different, and that starts and ends the game right there, so that's going to be a key part of this team.
Yeah, I mean, Boston Dumas, for him, the world's his oyster. The kid finds a knack of getting ground balls. I mean, he was in the top 25 in the country last year with ground balls, and he was really high up in face-off percentage. But we also have a few other guys as well too that can kind of help spell Boston, because really Boston is kind of like a Swiss Army knife. He can do a little bit of everything, and he's obviously one of our top 2 scorers as well too. And I think some of the other middies that we have, I'm really excited about, and especially some freshmen.
And especially in that midfield this year, that there's just purely more depth, that there's more, like you said, spelling Boston, giving them a chance to get off for a second, to get a breather in a certain situation when you can. It's nice to have that as a coach.
Yeah, no, and really, we've got some interchangeable parts, and really, our offense this year is kind of different, where we have attacks and middies, but really, when we look at the scope of things on our offense, it's kind of a positionless type of offense. So I mean, guys are going everywhere, and so that's what the great thing about lacrosse is. It's constantly moving, changing parts, and with these guys, they've accepted the roles. They understand what they're going to do, and really, as long as they communicate and keep on moving, we're going to be in good shape.
You highlighted Boston a little bit. What other scores are you going to expect on what I feel is going to be a much more balanced attack?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we have Brett Kruger going to finish out his career as a senior. Obviously, he's done some great things. He's been the leading scorer the first 2 years that he's played. Obviously, took the 1 year off to do some military stuff. Eric Allstott I'm very excited for him. He's a kid that had a lot of good schools offer him, and we were fortunate enough to land him. He's the type of kid that will get everyone involved in the offense. He sees the field really well. He's kind of like the quarterback, and he can create his own offense as well too. Dylan Mordhorst is a kid that I'm very excited to see what he can do. He's a great downhill dodger. He can shoot well with both hands. Gabriel Balkan is a kid that couldn't wait to get on campus. His Canadian box style lacrosse is going to come really well to this program, and I think he's going to do a lot of good things. Ben Lang, that was a kid that his season was cut short last year due to injury. Is probably one of the smartest kids IQ-wise that's going to help this team a lot. And honestly, there's a few other parts that we think that are going to help. Mateo Saputo, we got to get him healthy right now. And then CJ Rowe, that kid's faster than lightning. But I'm excited to see what he can do as well too.
This team gets to take the field as a collective group against Trine on Saturday afternoon at home. I believe it's the first 5 at home this year.
Yeah.
So a lot of home games early. Just your overall thoughts on the matchup Saturday with Trine getting to get out there for the first time this season.
It's going to be a tough matchup. We really start off with 2 solid programs in Trine and Alma. Trine just had a game yesterday. They won 25-3 against Anderson. A little scary to say the least, but they're coached by a really good coach, good friend of mine. They're always a hard notch group to play. They're going to press you out on offense, and so our guys have to be really prepared. One of the big things that we focused on so far this preseason is limiting the turnovers, especially on the offensive side of things. When you average 20-plus turnovers on the offensive side of things, you're not going to be very successful. We really think that this is a good headsy group on offense that can do it. It's just defensively, we've got to really rely on Jack and really pressure these guys into making some turnovers. But I think if we take our time, just calm down and really, it's a game of runs, and know that if we can limit trying to 12 goals, then I like our chances.
We look forward to seeing your team back out on the field on Saturday. Cougar fans, lacrosse season is here in River Forest. The Cougars will be on the field Saturday afternoon against Trine. If you can't make it to the games, you can find the links for the live video and stats at cucougars.com/coverage. For head coach Brian Welch, I'm CJ Sellner. Thank you for watching Coaches Weekly.